Good morning. And welcome to the show. Today, we will be answering
all of your questions.
Your questions.
Any and all of your questions.
And at the time we are doing this video, it is, for those in the United States of America, a holiday week.
Holiday week.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. America doesn't do holiday on a day. America does the big holidays all week.
True.
What are you guys doing?
Jen is in the house. I bet you a lot of them are off today.
Oh, it could be. Some people are off for the entire week.
Really?
Yeah.
Who in here is not working today? Drop a comment.
I am looking up the questions. Okay. Good morning. Hello. I love to see all you guys all up in here. You know, I saw somebody jump in the room and said hola. And
hola? Hola on Taco Tuesday?
Not really. But it's Turkey Tuesday this week.
Oh, okay.
We make turkey tacos. Lauren Koch, our coach Lauren, is in the house. And Lauren, where are you at the moment? Where are you and Julie?
Are they traveling already?
They're already at their first stop.
What?
Yeah, they left hella early. They're supposed to get here at 2 o'clock our time.
That's awesome.
Anyways, tell us about the beginning of your week, Miss Sarit.
What do you want me to tell you?
You're supposed to stall so I can get the questions open.
I'm going to ask you guys a question since it's Turkey Tuesday.
Oh, she's in Charlotte.
Tell us.
Wait.
Charlotte is in North Carolina.
You're still in North Carolina? Confused. I'm confused. Where are you joining live from today? Where are you all joining live from
where are you
today?
guys representing? I was going to ask you guys, do you prefer white meat or dark meat?
Ooh, dark all day.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah.
It's got that moistness.
Lauren just dropped her phone. Helen from the UK, where are you representing, and what piece of the turkey do you prefer, the dark meat or the white meat? Let's see. Some of you guys are having half days. Happy Turkey Tuesday.
Oh, we're here.
Danita, you're so sassy, girl.
What'd she say?
Maybe you should ask us who is still working today.
My guess is I know of at least one person.
Who, us?
Her.
Oh. Kayla's from Northern Virginia. Good morning. San Francisco Bay Area. Colorado.
I just realized I'm wearing a hat 2 days in a row.
Shit.
You know why? Because I need this situation to be fixed.
Morro Bay, California.
Fixed it.
Yay. Way to do burn zone, baby. North Carolina coast.
Dark meat. I don't know why when you ask that question, dirty things go through my mind. What kind of meat do you like?
Canada. The M word. Dark meat, yes. Ohio. Dark, white, dark. Texas, dark. Canada, dark. Oh my gosh.
Today is Lauren's 1 year anniversary from when she started with us.
You guys, and you've come so far. I would love it if today you could do a live video to just share what this year has been like.
We got some more people working in the house. Jen, Mel.
White
We have a healthy balance of dark meat and white meat. I
love all the
all
meats.
the meats.
There you go.
I don't
I'm right
discriminate.
there with you, Kelly.
I don't discriminate, but if I have to choose one, I want that thigh. I want that thigh.
Hi, Tomer. Ken. Ken means yes in Hebrew. I am born and raised in Israel. Are you from Israel? I see you have a Hebrew name. Okay, shall we get to
We shall.
We shall.
And we shall start with Kaylee Madison. Keely. I believe it is pronounced.
From Oakland City,
That's
Indiana.
a cool name. Keely Madison, I feel like is a celebrity name. Keely Madison.
Yeah.
Keely's
It sounds
a really cool name.
fancy. It sounds like Rodeo Drive. Keely Madison.
All right. From Oakland City, Indiana. How to rid of love handles and arm fat.
That is such a fully loaded question.
How to rid of love handles and arm fat. Okay, so first of all, Keely and many others who actually would have similar questions as like, how do I get rid of my belly fat? How do I get rid of the double wave? How do I get rid of my saddlebags? You don't get to choose, but it's a superset, let me tell you. Now, take this superset with a grain of salt. For those of you who are unaware of the fitness terminology superset, it is 2 movements back to back without rest in between. So the superset is a little less of this, a little more of this.
A little more of consistency.
So I say that because it's funny, right? Ha 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 ha, funny joke. But I'm not saying eat less and move more because that might not be the problem. But it's the point is that it's more simple than we think. And I think that oftentimes we think we can spot reduce. We can choose where the fat goes away. And that's not the case because genetically will be the choice in how the fat goes away. That doesn't mean that you have to have it. You heard? So really the goal is just a reduction of body fat, or maybe it is reducing body fat, but depending on where you're starting, it could be a lot or it could be a little, and it could be more of a body composition. All of it's a body composition change. You're getting less fat, more muscle. Right? Regardless of where you're starting. But the goal would be more heavily focused on what is going in your mouth.
Yeah.
Because you can't choose, like, oh, I want to get rid of this, and then do some tricep extensions. That doesn't work.
Or
because
the shaker thingy.
the shake weight, you can't give me some of these to get rid of this. What happens is you have fat tissue and you have muscle tissue, and I'm trying to think. Your bone density can also be changed. That's much more of a very long-term kind of thing. But if we're talking about manipulating different tissues that shape the body, it's going to be fat tissue and muscle tissue. Mm-hmm. These are the things that make the shapes, right? The shapes you want or the shapes you don't want. So muscle gets shaped through fitness or lack of. Body fat gets shaped, it either comes or goes. It takes its own shape. You don't get to choose. But it either comes or goes based off of the harmony between how much you're eating, the quality of food you're eating, and whether you're moving your body at all or not. Yeah?
And all of that, how consistently are you doing that?
Yes. How consistently are you doing all of that?
It is a very fully loaded question, but like you said, to simplify things, it is what I would call like, a body composition target. You got to make sure that you are eating a clean diet, balanced diet that, involves all the nutrients, veggies, protein, carbs, fats, in a balanced way, in a consistent way, mixing it together on the training side, when it comes to, building muscle of any sort. Like, we're huge advocates for compound movements instead of isolation. Isolation is great for accessory. Most people don't even know what a compound movement is. Gives you more of a hormonal effect after your workout, boosts your metabolism, allows you to build muscle at a faster rate in general. But any goal that you have, don't think about fast. Think about, how long can I do this for? What?
I love how different we are. I'm like up here, like, here's the basic thing, and then you're like, let me tell you all the detailed science. I'm like, some people followed that. Some people are going to be really lost in everything that you said, but that's okay, because that's why we're both here.
Yeah.
But to me, this sounds like a question of like spot reduction. Like, how do I reduce the fat from a specific area? Mm-hmm. And the answer is, flat out, you don't get to choose.
Yeah.
You don't get to choose. No kind of exercise is going to get rid of fat from a certain area. You can't do 1,000 crunches to get rid of belly fat. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
It's more nutritionally related. Yes, the type of training that you do also affects that. But also, we have no idea where you're starting out, Keely. We have no idea, are you trying to lose 50 pounds of love handles and arm fat? Or are you trying to, you don't even know how much weight it would be, but it's just like a little bit.
Yeah, the more important question is, and challenging you to this question is really not to, seem like an asshole, but to help you put things into bigger perspective. But what is your goal and why is that important? What is your actual goal? Is it really to, like, is it spot reduction? And if so, why is that important?
Like, why? Well, I mean, we all look at ourselves in the mirror and we're like, oh, I want to change this. Oh, I want to change that. Like, women especially are guilty of this. And, this may be a case of the mirror analysis where it's like, oh, I want to get rid of this and that, but there's a lot more that is not said here that we're just unaware of.
But here's a note for all of you guys. To change your body, you gotta change your ways. It's really easy to want to change your body, but what you really need to ask is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how willing are you to change your ways? And I'm not saying just in this very given moment. Like, it's gonna take some time. Okay, let's move on to the next question.
Somebody said they can't hear, but it seems like others can. Turn the volume up. Okay, next question. Olivia.
From Nebraska. Oh, I feel like
I've had a breakthrough with mindset. There's an exclamation on the end of that. My question is about scarcity. I was taught scarcity growing up and have continued this through my life. I was taught that 1 is not enough, 2 is good, and 3 is better. I'm tired of trying to find happiness through food and material things. Really, this has led to debt, stress, and weight gain. I'm trying to find happiness within myself. My question is, how do I overcome this? What steps can I take to change this mindset? Wow.
This is so good.
Okay.
I already...
Who's gone to the store and you find something you really like? I totally was guilty of this the other day, a couple weeks ago. And by gone to the store, I mean I was on Instacart. Who's gone to the store and you found something that you really like? And then all of a sudden you're like, I think I need to buy all of them just in case they don't exist anymore after today. Who I laugh because I know some of you are like, shit. I totally did that a couple weeks ago. And I was like, abundance, abundance, abundance. Like, I think it's part of our nature and nurture. To be honest, like nature, however many years ago, and I'm not like a historical doctor, but I know that a long ass time ago, like you had to hunt for some shit. Things were not just readily available. Oh, next day shipping, Amazon Prime. Like you had to make an effort. You had to go and you had to fight for things that you needed, and you learned how to make it last. It was scarce. But then there's also nurture in the sense that when we grow up, think about it. Our generation, our parents, like your grandparents, as Holocaust survivors, my grandparents as World War II veteran, Great Depression, like all of these things lead to more scarcity mindset. So then what happens is it's ingrained in you. You grow up seeing it. You grow up watching it. So it's deep-rooted.
Anybody who was brought up in a home where you said finish your plate of food, that like you have scarcity mindset.
Huge.
And we talked about it in one of our financial conversations. I truly believe that so many people who have struggled with weight gain have struggled with weight gain because of their scarcity mindset. Let's say you want to go and pick up lunch, you end up going to McDonald's instead of Whole Foods because it's going to be like $5 or $10 cheaper. It is a habit of yours to finish what's on the plate because you don't want to throw food out. Or even if you're like, okay, like I haven't eaten this food in a really long time, like you still don't want to throw it out. A lot of society's weight gain in general is very much correlated with the economic background of our ancestors. But Olivia, you sound as if you have such a great potential, and I can sense it in you that you are ready. To be honest, I want her in the Inner Circle program. I think that it's going to be the biggest game changer for you. And I know you're going to do amazing things. Now,
trying to see if she's here.
It is an investment, but like the value of what you get from it is 100 times more.
Not exaggerating.
Not exaggerating. No.
I think that most of society thinks with a scarcity mindset. That's why the gap, I mean, there are a lot of political things, so I'm not going to get into that. But part of the gap that's being created that we personally could have our own control over within our own lives is our mindset and how we think.
Yep.
If we think that things are limited, we will forever be limited. Because your actions will follow your beliefs. So if you think that you're not going to get your hands on something else, or, I've got to eat all of this right now, or I've got to, you want all the free stuff, even if you don't need it because it's free and it's stuff, and you have this mindset, you're creating poverty.
Yep.
In your mind.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've been there too. So I don't say this as like, oh, just get over it. Like it takes work, but sometimes you have to fake the belief that nothing is limited for yourself before you actually start to believe it to be the truth, and then prove to yourself that it is the truth. Now, for those of you who are in the inner circle, think about the level of belief you had in yourself before joining that program. And those of you who have been in it for a little while, think about the belief that you have in yourself now, that you have been guided to prove to yourself these things are the truth. You can lose weight. You can do it sustainably. You don't have to be in jail or trapped or a prisoner to food. And not just that, but how many other things have you benefited from because your beliefs started to change? Not even including the realm of weight loss, but your relationships. How many relationship situations have improved for yourself? How many people's financial situations have improved? Oh, this is a weight loss program? No. It happens by default. But there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and really it is all the mindset starts first. There are other things. Yes, you have to take physical action, but I totally went on a tangent, but I'm going to bring it back around, is you have to stop thinking that things are limited. And I challenge myself to this too. Mm-hmm. When I really want something, and if I feel this kind of sensation that is like anxiety towards something that I need to have right now because maybe somebody else is going to get it before I do, or maybe this or maybe that. If you can tell yourself and remind yourself, like, everything happens on purpose. If you have faith that the universe, God, whoever, the higher power, has your back, and you believe that everything happens for a reason and on purpose in the time that it's supposed to happen, then you can tell yourself, if it's meant to be, it'll be, baby, just let it be. Yeah? Had to throw a song in there. That's what calms my mind. That was a very long-winded answer. But for me, it's like, do your best and let things be and unfold how they should without thinking that, oh, I'm not going to get this thing, or I'm not going to get that thing, or there's not going to be any more of this, or I've got to finish the whole plate of food because there's starving people. Yes, there are, and it's very sad, actually. But your other option is to package it up and send it to somebody who's starving, and it's going to be shit by the time it gets to them anyways.
But to answer this question, like word for word, how do you overcome this? With 3 elements. You overcome it with systems, with support, and with structure. That's how you overcome it. And
here comes the science.
And you don't know what you don't know, and you've got blind spots. So what steps can you take to change this mindset? Like, if you want a step-by-step instruction, I will say,
ooh.
Email admin@erinsarit.com if you're really serious about this. And, let's hop on a conversation and figure out whether the inner circle really is a good fit. But from the sounds of it, it really is.
We could do a whole espresso on
but
this
if
question.
You want like a step-by-step instructions, you need the systems, you need the structure, and you need the support. Otherwise, you don't know what you don't know, and we don't know what we don't know. And like, I can see your intentions are good, you have a good attitude, like, so we need to bring it in full circle. Like, if you have a good attitude, okay, great. Now you need an approach that works so that you can take the right steps and the right actions to follow through with that. That's it.
I can also tell she's a deep thinker.
Yes.
Because the ability to self-analyze...
Did she just log on like not too long ago? I think I saw her. Go ahead.
There she is.
She's right here.
Olivia, we're answering your question. Sorry.
Olivia, email admin@erinsarit.com.
You can, I don't know how much of the answer you actually saw of that, but you can also rewatch this. But to be able to self-analyze and say, this is what I'm thinking, is a big deal. And you're already one step ahead. Because a lot of people just feel sad. That's the end result. There's no analyzing. There's no self-discovery or figuring out. Like, my favorite question to ask myself is why? Well, I ask myself on a daily, multiple times, why? Why did I think that? What made me think that? You know, why is this my feeling right now? Why am I feeling this thing? What thing led to me feeling that thing? And I think that is such a great skill you can develop, is to think deeply. And if you think about all the thought leaders, the Oprah Winfreys, you know, the Gandhis, they're all deep thinkers, and they just dig within themselves. And then by understanding themselves and having conversation with other people, they understand that they're not the only one, and that that's something that happens that is revolving. And I think that that's one of the reasons why you guys actually love this show, is because both of us have been blessed with the ability to think very deeply and analyze phrases and read between the lines that people are saying. And when you can do that, man, you're already a step ahead. So keep thinking deep. And I challenge anybody too. If you're feeling a certain way that doesn't feel good to you, that you've put a negative energy on some kind of feeling, bad feeling, ask yourself, why am I feeling? Like, dig in there. Like, why am I feeling this? And then you'll come to find there are so many things. This has nothing to do with this question, but there are so many things that you have control over that can actually make you, that can actually get you to create a different state for yourself, your state of being. What is my state? Am I happy? Am I sad? Am I excited? Am I scared? Am I anxious? And you can actually create a different state if you can understand why you're feeling the way you're feeling. So I love this question. I think probably this is one of my favorite questions that we've ever had.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of good questions. Okay. We shall move on. Thank you for that, Olivia.
Question 100.
Did you ever do that when you were a kid? Oh, la, 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 la,
Yes.
la. And then you're like, I'm an Indian.
Yes. And we ran around the house, like even put like the thing with like feathers. Awful. My brother would beat me up all the time.
Ooh, somebody actually asked a similar question, I feel like, on the group page, and then everybody commented and was like, I'm following, I want to know too. Yeah, me too. Christina from MO. Is that Montana? Missouri. What's Montana?
I think MT.
MT?
I think it's
Gosh,
MT.
all these M states.
All these flyover states.
Not if you live in them.
Sure.
I love coffee and yours always looks amazing. I think they're talking about yours because I feel like normally they can't see mine and yours is like a mountain of foam. What do you use as far as creamers or flavor that is diet worthy? I don't know what that means. I have tried honey and almond milk, but it still isn't that great in taste. I'm not a sweets person, so I like my coffee somewhat tasteful.
Wow. So when it comes to flavor, I think that it's all really a matter of preference. Because obviously what I drink is going to be too plain for you based off of reading this. In my coffee, all I put is stevia and I frothen my unsweetened almond milk. That's it.
And lately there's a little sprinkle of cinnamon and nutmeg on the top.
Yes. I put spices on top of it. I want to challenge you because you use two words that are diet worthy. I think that most of the creamers that make claims, in fact, are not diet worthy at all because I think that they're absolute crap for you.
Okay, let's dissect the word diet for a second. We're talking about diet worthy, which literally means my ability to eat it.
Yeah.
So, Tiffany's commenting on my confused face. I can't hide. I'm a terrible liar. My face will show it all. But I think of the word diet worthy, and I'm like, I don't even want to answer the question. I just want to help you in a totally different way, which is with your language. But, and this is really due to the influence that we have of the health and fitness industry.
And the food industry.
And misusing the word diet as like, really a lot of people who are wanting to lose weight use the word diet as restriction.
Yeah.
Diet is simply the food that you consume on a daily basis. That's it. That's all diet means. So diet worthy means, is it worthy of being eaten?
And I think that's a matter of preference, like depending on your goals, your standards.
But you also have different taste buds, right? So what I taste, what Sarit tastes, what Leslie tastes, what Beth, what Jeanette, what Rachel, what Kim, what Jen, what Tiffany tastes is all going to be different. Mm-hmm. So all you have to do is experiment. Now we can give you, we can name out some things that are decent, but also anything can be abused. Anything can be like, you ever heard there's even such thing as too much of a good thing? Because broccoli, for example, I love using this example because broccoli is healthy. I think that is universally agreed upon. Broccoli is a healthy thing. But if you eat too much broccoli, what happens?
If you're in a boardroom and you just ate broccoli, chances are is that...
If you eat too much broccoli, Sarit's mom would say, your stomach would go, guru, 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 guru.
Yeah.
And you would shit the bed. You would shit the bed if you ate too much broccoli. Because it's got to come out somewhere. So I actually answered this question on our page because somebody answered, and then Tammy messaged us the link to the post because we don't see all of that stuff. Said, what do you put in your coffee? I said, I use stevia and some half and half. Straight up, dog. Sarit does stevia and frothed almond milk with a little dash, if you will, of cinnamon and nutmeg. Uh-huh. That's our preference. Things that are like people will think half and half is bad. Like, oh, creamer, it's bad. Like anything that you have, for one, there are good things and bad things to everything. Maybe.
What you need to ask yourself is, what is my intention for getting this?
But if you say, I tried honey,
yeah,
but then you say, also, I'm not a sweets person, I ask, why did you try to put honey in? Mm-hmm. Maybe honey is why you didn't like it. But look, like any kind of organic, a natural kind of sweetener, honey can be one of them. If your goal is fat loss, it's not something that we would encourage you to use. That's why we use stevia. Because if I'm going to eat sugar, I'd rather it be eaten and not drank. But that's, again, my preference. Half and half is great. I use an organic kind. Almond milks, even almond milk can be shitty. Mm-hmm. There's almond milks that are really sugary. So it's just a matter of look at the ingredients list. And if there's a lot of things you don't know how to pronounce or the list is like half of the bottle, I would just say as a general rule, don't go for that one. Yeah. And then it's just a matter of experimentation.
I'm just over here thinking that maybe we need to just create an ENS creamer.
ENS coffee
What do you
creamer.
guys think? ENS creamer?
Sold out everywhere.
ENS creamer.
Coffee first.
The essential
Coffee
creamer.
first. Coffee
Yes.
then essential.
We'll go to Montana to meet up with the farms and see what we can do.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of alternative milks too. I saw Jen, thank you for that. There's oat milk, there's cashew milk, there's almond milk, there's coconut milk, there's goat milk.
That is
I've never
dairy,
tasted it.
though.
So? Alternate, yeah. I said alternate.
Yeah.
It didn't come from a cow.
Sure.
I'm just trying to be right now. It's very stubborn. Okay. Yes, so hopefully this helps.
And when we challenge your questions, you guys, it's because we want to challenge your thinking. Like, get super specific so that we can, like, you know, be on the same wavelength with you and, like, legit just, like, answer your question without asking you more and more and more by saying, like, what do you mean by that? Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
All right. Next question. Maybe last question. We'll see how long it goes. But this is from Kayla in Northern Virginia. I'm 12. Okay, first off, I so appreciate you both. Thank you. And Coach Lauren is bomb.com, she says. TMI, but I'd like some feedback. I'm like giving you an opportunity to read it, but you're reading it in silence. So I'll read it out loud. TMI, but I would love some feedback. As of week 4 of the Raw, for those of you who don't know what the Raw is, it is a transformation program that we run a few times a year. I weighed 244 pounds. I drink about 120 ounces of water a day, sometimes more with working out. My question is, why am I still waking up every morning with super dark pee? I know, TMI. Well, I don't think it's TMI.
You're so cute.
I was intrigued by one of your latest interviews and have been thinking about ordering a Good On Ya organic electrolyte hydrate powder. Thoughts? Thanks, fam. Wouldn't talk to anyone else about this but fam.
Oh, I love that. So for everybody, when you wake up in the morning, your pee is going to be darker. And that's simply because, you know, if you think about it, like when you sleep, we hope that you sleep around, especially for anybody who's done the Raw transformation after giving you the sleep strategy, that you get at least 7 hours of sleep every night. And if you do, then think about it. You are not putting in your body for 7 hours any liquids.
How much water do you drink while you're sleeping? Is the question. Don't think that now you have to go drink a bunch of water while you're sleeping.
Yeah,
like wake up 4
that's
times a day.
That's why we've got this amazing like filtration machine in our body that's called our kidneys. You know, but it is normal that your pee in the morning will be darker simply because you haven't drank as much water, and therefore that just simply means that your pee is more concentrated.
Now, if it's like brown,
then
there's something
consult
else
with a doctor.
Yeah, there's something else going on. But it is normal to have a slightly darker shade of yellowish pee in the morning.
Yes.
And some people will have it after they take vitamins. I don't know if you should be taking those vitamins.
But like, look, unless it's like brown or something, there's nothing wrong with your pee being darker when you wake up in the morning.
If it's like really dark and stanky, you probably are dehydrated.
Well, you probably took like, you could be dehydrated, right? And maybe like you drank Centrum, right? Like anybody has ever taken Centrum before and then you went to pee? Like,
also, okay, so another
really
example
have to
too.
run to pee.
Oh, speaking of pee, I blame it on Kayla. Has anybody ever smelled their pee after eating asparagus? So now that I say that, I'm rethinking my answer, because just because your pee stinks doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Asparagus make a pee smell stanky. And sometimes I'll go pee and I'm like, I smell coffee. I smell coffee in my pee. It's just waste. It's the waste eliminating from your body, right? But yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned unless it's like an alarming color.
or if like there's like deposits coming out of your pee, then that could be like kidney stones, but you would also
feel that, yeah.
So I was thinking when I went to pee, I was like, okay, I'm like, challenge your like your inner, all the biology that you learn and that you haven't practiced in like years. But like, so in our kidneys we have what we call like mineral reuptake. And when we don't drink, water on a consistent basis, like our kidneys are going to absorb more minerals. And basically that's why our pee is darker if we don't drink enough water, or when we wake up in the morning, or, let's say if you just like worked out, chances are, and if you haven't drank any water during your workout, which there's nothing wrong with that, unless you have some kind of like kidney trouble, then our body is great at adapting, and that's what your kidneys are meant to do. So like, don't overthink it. Unless you see like stuff in your pee or that it's like wicked dark, then go consult with your doctor. I think we can do one more because that was a quick answer.
Mimi from Texas. What is optimal nutrition in your opinion? A combo of intermittent fasting and portion control works best for me, but I have a hard time with consistency in the kitchen. What/how should we be eating while on your programs? Well, our programs say 0 things about intermittent fasting. And if intermittent fasting works and portion control works best for you, why do you have a hard time being consistent? Yeah. Is legit like the first question that comes to my mind. If it works well for you, why is it not working? Because in my mind, when something works, it works for a long period of time. It doesn't just work right here. I was an awesome athlete for this much time, but it wasn't sustainable. If something works for this much time, but you have this much life, it doesn't work. In regards to like overall health and I want to say like body composition and confidence, because I always think in my mind the reason we want to change something is because we want to feel better. But optimal nutrition is what works for you. Get sciencey on us.
So, for one, I will challenge you, and I will tell you that if you are doing intermittent fasting with portion control and you have a hard time being consistent, then it does not work for you.
Mimi's here.
Because if you can't do something for a long period of time, then it doesn't work for you. However, just based off of your choice of, nutritional lifestyle, I can tell that you've probably been on a lot of diets and you have some kind of fear of food. So mentally, you feel more comforted knowing that intermittent fasting says eat less food in a smaller period of time. Hence, intermittent fasting and portion control. Because what you really want is to eat. And the reason why you have a hard time being consistent with it is because you're resisting what's natural for you. So you can't keep doing it. You're scared of food, but you love food. And intermittent fasting goes in alignment with don't eat, and when you do, eat less.
Whatever. No, eat less?
Well, she says portion
control.
control and intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
Okay? So
when you do get to eat, you're afraid of eating, but when you don't get to eat, you feel good because something is giving you permission to not have to do the thing you're afraid of.
So optimal nutrition, in our opinion, is very different from what you're doing. We do not preach intermittent fasting simply because that limits you. And when you are limited and you have tried things before, you've dieted before, then in fact what you need is the exact opposite thing. You need to be given permission to eat. Because again, it goes back to that scarcity mindset. You end up sabotaging yourself because you have this scarcity mindset. And that's why, like, the minute you start eating food and you give yourself permission to eat, you probably don't know how to control yourself. So you keep on going back and forth with, I'ma eat less and I'ma do intermittent fasting for this, given period of time until this party or this weekend. And once I do, I shit all over the place, and then I have anxiety, and then, maybe it takes me a week to reset my thoughts. And you keep on like doing this dance of right to left to right and whatever. But optimal nutrition is, like a balanced diet where, by the way, you do not restrict yourself. We focus more on eating more of the better stuff. Because for somebody who is scared of food, the last thing that you need is to restrict. You need to be given permission to eat, because intuitively that is what's right for you. And that's why your body's like, I don't want to keep doing this, bitch. But you're like, but I heard that that's right, so that's what I'm going to try doing. What you resist persists. So you keep on like doing this dance, really getting nowhere. Optimal nutrition means that you're eating vegetables, you're eating protein, you're eating fats, and you're eating carbs, and that you're not limiting yourself. You're focusing more on the better stuff. So what we
over.
So what we think is optimal nutrition is very different than what you think. And to me, it sounds like, based off of your question, is that you need our help, and we'd be happy to help you. And if you know that, if you're like, man, Sarit just like analyzed my whole life and I've never even had a conversation with her, then that is because I know your mental pattern, and I know that we can help you. And if you're like, this just spoke to me, then email admin@erinandsarit.com. We can definitely help you with that. So many of you guys came to us with this like exact thing.
I'm scared, but I want to eat, but I'm scared, but somebody told me I could not eat for a period of time. It feels really good, but then when I get to eat, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm going to gain weight. How many times have you said, I just smell it and I gain weight?
Yeah, maybe I used to be like you.
Yes, no, 100%. And this is why we restrict. Simply. I remember being like, okay, I have this many calories to eat for the day. So halfway through my day, I should only have eaten half of the amount of calories. But I would even eat less. Why? My favorite question. Why? Why would I eat less? Because I'm fucking afraid that if I eat too much, I'm going to get fat. And so intermittent fasting is like, though there are scientific health benefits to intermittent fasting when done right, but 99% of everybody doing it is not doing it right.
Right.
Because the second you drink any kind of almond milk, or you're like, I'm intermittent fasting, I had a glass of juice in the morning, I'm like,
most people are doing that. It's because you don't know how to control your eating and you're scared of food.
It's a plan that gives some kind of control over the eating. So it's a matter of learning how to have that control for yourself and learning how to trust your body. Learning how to trust the fact that if it's a good thing going in, it's not going to do bad things, right? It's helpful. As long as you have a harmony of these, you need healthy nutrients, like good quality nutrients, but also to enjoy life. Because if you try to restrict, what happens is the exact opposite feeling of like, now I want to eat all of it. Mm-hmm. And so it's this flip-flop back and forth. And this is exactly like why we're doing the webinar, the web class that we're going to be doing on December 1st. Like, if you're not registered, you need to, improveyousolutions.com/body goals. But it's it's all about that. Like, we struggled with this for so long, the fear of food, the restriction into the binge eating, back into restriction, over exercising, hoping that if I burn more calories and I eat less, my body's going to look a certain way. And we have to ask ourselves, what is it all for? What is it all for? Because when you really get down to it and you realize and you can expose what the purpose of that is, you realize you're doing it all wrong. Because the purpose is for you to be healthier. The purpose is for you to be more energized. The purpose is for you to feel confident when you go buy clothes and you don't have to try on 1,000 things to find out which thing hides what you want to hide the best. And if those are the things that are the purpose, then that comes with a different mindset when you approach food. Because now you're thinking about the quality of what you're eating, because it's going to give you more energy, because it's going to make you feel better, sleep better, be healthier, have a better attitude, not have so many cramps or headaches, to be able to keep up with children or grandchildren or have children. You know, whatever the purpose is, to feel sexy in front of your significant other when you get undressed, to do the da-da-da. You know, like, these are if we really think to why we want, to why we're doing what we're doing, that might just by default change the way we go about it.
Yeah.
Sermon over.
So, you know, I feel for a lot of you, and you know, it really reminds me of where I used to be, and that's why I get so freaking passionate. And it's like, anybody who comes to me with a question,
were you passionate? I could not feel it.
Anybody who comes to me with a question like that, I'm like, just trust me on this. Like,
take my hand.
Yeah, like, take my hand. Just like let me pull you.
Come with us.
But it's
thank you for your question, and thank you so much for allowing us to unleash the passion, because it can be like, some of the truths can sting. How many people have ever felt stung by something that we've said, but you're like, shit, I needed to hear that. You know, and so I thank you for being open-minded. When you ask a question, be prepared for the answer from how we're going to deliver the answer, and hopefully by now you know how we're going to deliver the answer. My ex-husband one time told me, don't ask a question if you don't want to know the real answer, because I'm going to tell you the real answer. Don't ask me how your hair looks if you're afraid I'm going to say I don't like it and it looks dumb, because I will. And like, he was very much that kind of person, but it's always stuck with me. Don't ask a question if you don't want to know the answer. So thank you guys for being brave and asking your questions and allowing us to unleash the passion.
Yeah, but you know, again, to add on to this, my heart goes out to all of you guys who have the right intentions, and like, man, like, you're putting in the work.
So
you're
much
just
work.
like, you're just spinning around in circles like a chicken with your head chopped off. Like, it is like, once you learn the right way, it is so fucking easy. Lauren, I would love it if you could do a live video. Like, today's your 1-year anniversary.
What was some shit that we said to you?
Lauren has just, man, and this is, again, like, she has so many gifts, but like, Lauren has literally just like, what made her accomplish what she accomplished. Like, her entire life, not just her body, her entire life has taken like a complete 360 transformation in literally less than a year, because literally she was so coachable. Anything that she was told to do, she's taken it on, like, without asking why, what, if, maybe, and she just went all in.
Think about it. Our entire team. But today's Lauren's 1-year anniversary from when she first started anything with us. But our entire team, Crystal, Catalina.
Yeah.
I see you in here.
But that's why they're on our team.
Ashley, Emily, Tammy, Lauren, every single one. Karen. Like, every single person on our team has had, like, it's not just weight loss, dudes and dudettes, whatever you identify as. It's about the whole person. So when we look at something...
Ashley, can you do a live video too?
Yes! They started at the same time.
That's right.
My gosh. Yeah, so it's so incredible, you guys. Like, what you can accomplish in a year if you take the right approach and you're around the right people and you just show up. I tell people who join the inner circle all the time, they're like, okay, but like, you know, what is there any guarantee? Somebody asked me the other day, is there any guarantee? I said the guarantee is if you show up, you're going to get results.
Yep.
That's the guarantee.
That's the guarantee. Your life will never look the same.
But what I also say in that is like, you guys, you just have to show up. You just, even if it's not your best day, and I'll tell this to anyone, like, as long as you show up, doesn't have to be your best day. It's not always going to be your best day. But if you say, hey, today's shitty, but I'm here and I'm going to give it whatever I have. It's going to look very different from the day before or maybe the next day. But all you have to do is show up with whatever you got today. Mm-hmm. And you will get results. 100%. If you're in this community.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to feed you bullshit. It's the truth. TROOF. Truth. We play this game with Boogie. It's called How Do You Spell That?
Boogie's going to come out with that
truth
dictionary.
TROOF.
In case you're wondering, he's still on his sabbatical.
Boogie! Boogie!
Mama, please, I want to fun sleep.
Boogie! Why are you so tired?
Because I'm on sabbatical.
Because ball is life.
All right, you guys. Well, this was great. I hope that you guys have an incredible rest of your day, and we shall see you tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. Pacific time.
Make a fun face with me. Take a screenshot. Okay, somebody got that.
Tomorrow's our Wealth Wednesday conversation. You know, I had a conversation with one of our beloved students, and tomorrow we're going to be talking about how to use your credit cards in a way that empowers you and not instead of disempower you, because knowledge is power when applied correctly. And especially, you know, going into the holiday season, like, yeah, spending goes up, you know, you want to buy gifts, more things are on sale, scarcity mindset, sale, we got to get it. You know, there are just more opportunities to get more stuff. But we want to make sure that you do it in a wise way, that you do not feel regretful. You know, like Erin shared with you her story. She's been in debt for like 20 years, and you just got out of it. And, you know, we know what it feels like. For me, I did not get myself into debt, but I was in extreme scarcity mindset to a point where, like, I was so disciplined, but because of that, I limited myself from too many things. And it doesn't have to be that way. So we're going to be talking about that tomorrow. Other than that, you guys, there
will be a live on Thursday, by the way, but it is going to be a group workout.
Yes, and it's going to be at 8 a.m. Pacific time. Just so that you guys know too, we did talk about the live web class, but I will mention it again. Next week, Tuesday, at 4 p.m. Pacific time, we have our live web class. It is completely free. Spaces are limited.
Come hang out with us.
And that shit's already like getting pretty booked up. So we really do recommend that if you haven't already, make sure to go to improveyousolutions.com/body goals. If one of our team members can drop the link, that'll be amazing. improveyousolutions.com/body goals. You know, if we have spoken the truth to you, if we've helped you to think to think bolder, to, you know, to exercise better, to, you know, to live more sustainably, and you believe in what we have to say, then I also challenge you to, you know, invite your sister, invite your cousin, invite your mom, because those are the ones who really need the help. The reason why we keep on showing up and we'll keep on putting, you know, all these, you know, free events and really cool stuff for you guys, is because we want to help. Because we have a mission that we have to fulfill. This is not about us. This is always going to be about you guys and about your loved ones. You guys are at the forefront because you're listening to this.
It's about our fulfillment. I would say it is about me. It's about like,
it's the fulfillment of the mission. Absolutely.
And Jen Anderson, you asked the question, I'm going to answer. You said, how has this not filled up yet? Let me tell you. Technically, it has, but we know that people are not going to show up. So we're going to overfill it. Yeah. So the room is full. Mm-hmm. So what happens is there is already 550 people registered for a room that only holds 500 people. We still have this whole week people are going to be registering, but we know many of them, for whatever reason, they forget, something comes up, whatever, they're not going to show up. I want a full room. I want a full room.
Do you guys remember what we told you before you did the Kickstarter challenge like 2 months ago? How we said that people during the new year who set like their New Year's goals, like 90% of them don't even follow through for the first 14 days. You guys will be appalled how people's lack of action is just so prevalent in their life. The biggest problem with regards to any goal in life is lack of consistency, because you don't have the right attitude, you don't have, you know, the right support, the right system, or the right structure.
Discipline.
We know that we're committed to giving you guys all of that and more, because you need that. How many of you guys are probably like, I never used to follow through with anything, and now I completed the 14-day Rise Above workout? So many of you guys. So, like, people don't show up. Make sure that, you know, you're in the forefront. You're showing up, you know, invite your friends and your loved ones.
Yep. Your registration is required, but does not guarantee your spot. So show up early.
Yeah.
And it says that on the video after you register, hey, show up early and you'll get a spot. You will. It's 500. There's room for 500. So anybody who shows up late might not get a spot. Who knows? So just to be transparent with you guys, that's the truth. Thank you so much for being here with us. Hope you enjoyed today's show. If you want to check out where you can find some sweet dad shirts, and I had espresso with Erin Sarit mugs, you can go to erinsarit.com, because you're probably cooler when you have those things. And also we have some new stuff coming up. Just gonna throw out the teaser there. There may or may not be tie-dye involved, and that's all I'm going to say about it. So keep your eyes open for when the new merch is going to be dropped, and we're going to see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same bat channel. Peace.